So, hello and welcome to the Dharma.life podcast. I'm your host, Aloise Surfleet Middleton. I'm a transformational teacher and coach, and I'm the creator of the Dharma.life Academy. And today I want to welcome you to my first ever Divine Feminine Roundtable. And I'm very excited to introduce you to my guest today. Each of these wonderful women has been on the podcast recently. And I just got this massive download that I needed to bring all these incredible women together to really help and serve the collective and answer some of the questions that you guys might be having at the moment.
Remember that this all needs to happen. It needs to be exposed. Light needs to be shed on the darkness so that people see it, so that people wake up, because what is being revealed is so out there. It's you know, your brain breaks for some people when they figure it out, because it just completely shifts everything that we were programmed to believe is true, and people need to see it to believe it. So even though, you know, if you're listening to this, you probably see it, we need this stuff to be exposed so that people see it for themselves, so that finally they start to see, okay, things aren't adding up here. I start asking the deeper questions, and then when you start asking the deeper questions, you start to remember.
Follow your instructions, your guidance, and I think that's so important. It's always been important, but by now we're all moving so fast, so it's really important. So I'm big on, you know, sacred yeses and sacred nos. Honor your yes and your no. And it sounds so simple and sometimes maybe a little bit stupid. The world is chaotic, and here I am honoring a yes. I need to change this teacup or whatever. We can feel so small and insignificant. But if we all did that, just minded our own business, came from that sacred yes and no, that would put us straight into 5D, and we would just be in that simplicity.
The people with 3D, 4D, 5D state of consciousness, you can tell where they're at based on where they're feeling, their emotional state of being. So what I can say for the audience members, that choose your belief system very carefully, because you gotta be split up into these timeline. And then once the time moves further into 2021, 2022, it's going to be harder for those people to now connect with people who are in 3D to 4D to 5D. It's going to be a lot harder because there's going to be such a massive separation. There's going to be barriers that you're not going to be connecting with those people in 3D versus when you're ascending to 5D. They're not going to be in your reality. You're going to be too busy for them. And they're also going to be too busy struggling to survive in their reality.
Be aware of every choice that you make. And they're like, oh, well, I'm in quarantine. I don't really make choices. I'm like, you make thousands of choices a day. And based on those choices that you're making, you're hopping into an infinite number of different parallel realities. So every choice that you make has a ripple effect into the next state of being that you move into. So even if you open up your closet in the morning and you've got all these different clothes and you're like, well, quarantine, sweatpants again, you know, really ask yourself, does that excite me? Does that color excite me? You know, does this feel best for me, right? So a lot of the time we're making unconscious autopilot program choices that actually aren't serving us at all, because we're just not aware of the fact that we have the power to choose in every moment. So if we bring conscious awareness to every small choice, whether it be what snack are you going to eat or what outfit are you going to wear, you know, then we can bring conscious awareness into bigger choices as well. And that's going to prove to us at a very basic level that we have control over our lives and that we can trust ourselves to make choices that really do benefit us.
We are divinely guided and so supported by our galactic friends and our guides at this time. So ladies, thank you so much. Really appreciate you all coming on the podcast today for the first Divine Feminine Roundtable. And as I said, if you really receive something from this podcast, please share it, please like it, and we will see you next time.